So we're going to do a bass drum that's based off of resonance, because our resonance generates a sine wave if you turn it up loud enough. So we're not going to use the oscillators at all for this. And you want to get that envelope nice and tight. It has to come from far enough above that you still get a clicky sound, but not so far that it sounds ridiculous and like a pew. So here I routed the VCA into the cutoff so I could get more distortion. And when I open the trigger, you can hear I'm at somewhere around 500 hertz. Like, I don't know what it is exactly, but the top of that envelope, it comes from about there. All right, next up we got the snare drum. We're going to use the square mixed with the sawtooth wave for both oscillators. We're going to route VCO1 into VCO2 and VCO2 into VCO1 and generate noise that way. I mean, it's not exactly noise, but it's definitely not music. I'm going to set the filter envelope to be a little longer than the amp envelope. Since we're not using real noise, we can't really get away with the super long decay time snares, but the short decay ones sound really good. You can mess with the waveforms, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of it is just tweaking it to your taste. Yeah. So here I'm going to use my sequencer to get a little bit of just subtle variation. And using this trick of routing VCO 1 and 2 into each other, we can actually get a pretty cool hi-hat sound out of it too. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm just going to max out the filter envelope into the cutoff here. Because I want to get as many highs as I can. To venture into hi-hat territory, we're going to switch our oscillators into sawtooth waves. And the great thing about this filter is that if you want a high pass kind of sound, all you have to do is turn up the resonance, because that'll cut your low end. I'll play with the resonance a little more. Cool. All right, let's try another hi-hat now, like maybe a better one. You know, this is more of a tall-hatted man's hi-hat. We'll base it off of resonance, like the bass drum. So we're going to modulate the cutoff with VCO1 and modulate VCO1 with VCO2. And I'm going to add some amp modulation in from sequencer 2 so we can get that kind of open and close hi-hat effect. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's get some toms. I'm gonna use a square wave for VCO1 and the square saw combo for VCO2. Now I'm going to route the VCA into VCO2 via VCO1. And it's going to get this really crazy sound because of it. Ooh, yeah, it's so just filthy. It's messy. Sounds like a tom that someone didn't tune correctly. So let's tune it up. Open up the cutoff. And you can hear the difference without the VCA. I think we can make it more aggressive by routing our sequencer into the cutoff. There we go. You can mess around with the range too. Some of those high toms sound really cool. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. It means a lot to me and keeps me going.